Earthquake in Morocco. Rescuers reach remote villages and mountains as aid trickles in. Some towns remained inaccessible because of debris blocking roads. The chances of finding survivors, especially among flattened mud brick homes, are shrinking 3 days after the quake. Here's the latest on the earthquake. The search for survivors in Morocco spilled into Monday, with rescuers finally reaching remote mountain villages hardest hit by the earthquake, but many more towns were still waiting for assistance more than 2 days after the quake. Some roads in the Atlas Mountains near Marrakesh remained blocked by landslides after Friday's earthquake, and many were still without power and phone service, fueling limited criticism online about the government's response. Rescuers are working against time, as the chances of finding survivors in earthquakes usually decrease significantly after 4 to 5 days. The first foreign rescue teams, from France and Israel, appeared to be on the ground working, and more were on their way. In some villages, where homes are made of mud bricks, as many as half of the houses were flattened. And because aid was slow to arrive, many Moroccans stepped in to fill in the gaps. In Dourtnert, rescuers said, the bodies of the dead were emerging in such terrible condition that relatives were rushing to bury them without washing them, skipping an essential part of the Muslim funerary ritual, or having a prayer said. The government has been generally tight-lipped since the earthquake struck, releasing little information about rescue efforts and providing only infrequent updates on casualties. Some Moroccans took to social media to criticize the response as slow and uncoordinated. The government said that 2,122 people have died since the 6.8 magnitude earthquake, the strongest in a century in Morocco. Here's what you need to know. Dozens of governments have offered to help, including Tunisia, Qatar and Spain, which offered to send rescue teams to Morocco. But on Sunday, some governments and aid groups said they were still waiting for Morocco to give the green light, even as rural hospitals were overwhelmed. Memories are still fresh of a 2004 earthquake that was one of the most devastating in recent years. At that time, the Prime Minister did not visit the hardest-hit areas immediately because protocol dictated that he not make an appearance before the king did. The reaction from Moroccans over the delayed timing was muted. Moroccan law criminalizes criticism of the king. On Sunday, it was clear that villages across the Atlas Mountains, even those just an hour or two from Marrakesh, a major city, were getting little or no official help. Ambulances were a rare sight, with most injured people who had been pulled from the wreckage driven to Marrakesh. Hospitals by private car or motorcycle, if they made it at all.